Hello, everyone. I have to say, I really liked that kickoff song. So kudos to whoever chose that one. We are thrilled to welcome you to Spotify's Love Audio event. I hope you are all well and staying healthy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brad Greeley, Head of Agency Partnerships here in the United States. Thank you for joining us today for this session focused exclusively on Ad Studio. Spotify's Ad Studio offers brands and businesses of all shapes and sizes the opportunity to be heard by a valuable, engaged audience as they stream and soundtrack their lives. And it looks like we just might be experiencing a couple technical difficulties here, so I can control the screen. There we go. Now we're back in business. All right, excellent. So again, hi, I'm Brad Greeley. So Spotify's Ad Studio offers brands and businesses of all shapes and sizes the opportunity to be heard by a valuable, engaged audience as they stream and soundtrack their lives. With easy-to-use tools, advertisers can create campaigns in just a matter of minutes. In fact, we're going to do that together today. But before we get started, I want to bring all of your attention to the Resonate program. So we have a really fun activation that we're going to be running at the end of this session, during which we'll be exploring your listening traits and share awards based on your listening behavior. To be able to participate and get the chance to win a prize, scan this QR code that appears on the screen and connect with your Spotify account. I promise it's going to be fun, and I'm going to give you all a minute to do so. And in the meantime, I'm actually going to pull up mine and take a look. So it's probably pretty hard to see, but hard to get into the camera. Rather embarrassingly, my top track is a white noise song to accompany sleep. So actually sleep's a pretty big and predominant moment on Spotify. And my top artist is Toots and the Maytals. So for those of you that are familiar with Toots, he's responsible for infusing soul into the reggae genre. And unfortunately just passed recently. So make sure to check out his music if you've never heard it before. Additionally, throughout the course of this program, we're going to be polling the audience throughout the session to keep this rather interactive. So please participate along the way, as your opinions will help guide the outcome of the demonstration. So let's dive into the topic that we're here to talk about today. With the accelerated change we've seen across 2020, it's increasingly important for businesses to adapt rather quickly, to test and to manage the effectiveness of their media campaigns. And in this session, we'll discuss how Ad Studio, our self-service advertising platform, allows you to create and deliver targeted audio and video campaigns on Spotify with speed, with flexibility, and with control. And if you've never used Ad Studio, you'll be able to hear how you can create your audio ads for free. And if you have, you'll be able to get a sneak peek on some upcoming new Ad Studio features. So let's get into today's playlist. Number one, we'll start off with the rise of audio. Secondarily, Ad Studio benefits. Then we'll get into a demonstration with my colleague, Kelsey Wu, followed by what's next on Ad Studio. We'll have a fireside chat with Deborah Birch, a valuable client of ours, of the Beekeeper Group, as well as with my colleague, Derek Kuhl. And then we're going to finish it up with those awards that we talked about. There's going to be some great prizes. So make sure that you did scan that QR code and stick around to the end so that we can review those results together. Okay, without further ado, the rise of audio. Based on your interest in attending this program, it probably comes as no surprise to you that people are streaming more audio than ever before. In fact, listening has doubled since 2012. Weekly streams are at a record high, averaging about 17 hours. That's about 2.5 hours a day. It's a lot of listening. In fact, Spotify is the #1 mobile app in terms of time spent, as recorded by, as measured by ComScore. So we get a lot of signal and a lot of information from folks as they're streaming throughout the course of the day. Of course, we know people's demo, their age, their language, their location, but we also know the platform, the time of day, the genre, their interests, and their behaviors. And all of this signal, this information, is something that we call streaming intelligence. And it's totally unique to Spotify. And it's important for a couple reasons. One, it helps us to give a unique experience to the user and recommend content that we know they're going to love. But also, it allows advertisers to connect with users in meaningful ways, leveraging this streaming intelligence. And it's also used to soundtrack very specific moments throughout the course of people's day. So people are literally curating their life with soundtracks and all these different moments. So let's think about some of the various moments that are being tapped into on Spotify, whether you're focusing, spending time with family, friends, whether you're trying to relax, chill, sleep, workout, maybe something with a higher BPM, something with higher energy, or whether you're gaming and soundtracking that moment, or if you're at home cooking and preparing a meal, Spotify streaming intelligence is there to curate that moment. And it allows brands to surround the moments that matter right now. So people are listening more than ever before. They're soundtracking moments throughout the course of their day. And in fact, eMarketer had estimated that this year, digital audio will surpass radio listening. About 49% radio, 51% digital audio. And this is actually prior to the year beginning. So it's my personal opinion that with all the different trends that have been accelerated this year especially, this trend in particular will also be accelerated and leaning more heavily towards digital audio. And we are also very proud to say that Spotify is the world's largest streaming audio platform. We now have over 299 million monthly active users who are streaming on a monthly basis across the globe. And what is it about Spotify that keeps people coming back and drives this growth of usage? Well, there are more ways to listen and more to listen to. And that's important, right? Because we want to give people amazing options and content in order to soundtrack their lives and curate these moments. But what's also really important and what makes Spotify truly different is our ability to introduce people to music that we know they're going to love before they do. So it's this concept of personalization and discovery. And perhaps the best manifestation of personalization discovery is Spotify's Discover Weekly playlist. I'm sure there's some of you out in the crowd that know Discover Weekly. It's every Monday. You get 30 new songs that you've never listened to before on Spotify that we think you're going to love. And some positive accolades from Spotify users. My Discover Weekly is so good today that I'm worried Spotify might be hitting on me. At this point, at Spotify's Discover Weekly knows me so well that if it proposed, I'd say yes. Oh, I wish my significant other understood me as well as Discover Weekly did. In today's world, consumers' behaviors are shifting at a very rapid pace. And brands are looking to keep up with that, but perhaps the best audible representation of the acceleration of trends is the 1980s Police song. Don't stand so close to me. Why? Because quite frankly, we're all trying to keep our distance at this point in time. We get it. And so what are people doing while they're trying to keep their distance? Well, the reality is we're all spending more time indoors. So less time out shopping. Fortunate people are able to work from home, but in general, less work. And for sure, people are spending more time at home. You can see here in terms of residential. So while people are home, what are they doing? We did a recent survey, and the percentage of people say that they're doing any one of these activities over the course of a normal day. So 59% say that they are listening to music, while 18% say that they are listening to podcasts. So audio is a very important form of entertainment for people while they are, spending more time within their house. And so brands need to be a little more agile in these times, and they need the ability to test and to learn, and most importantly, they need flexibility. And Spotify's Ad Studio offers that. Quite simply, Spotify's Ad Studio is a self-service advertising platform, and it offers speed, flexibility, and control. So you can create and launch a campaign in just 10 minutes. You can get started with as little as $250 per campaign, and adjusting the targeting, the creative, and the budget in real time throughout the campaign is truly very easy. There's also powerful targeting options. So age, gender, and location, genre, interests, fan base, or even real-time context, right? So we talked about that streaming intelligence. All that's available within the Ad Studio product. There's also real-time reporting, whether you're looking to check in on how the campaign's going from an ad delivery perspective, or from an audience metrics perspective. And yes, Spotify is the world's largest audio streaming platform, but we also have amazing video products. And these two formats go hand in hand really well together. So audio is a superpower in and of itself because it immerses the listener, it deepens the brand identity, and it allows you to soundtrack these very unreachable moments, but it also offers flexibility and efficiency. While video superpowers product visualization, cross-channel through lines, and what we think is really important is the sound is always on when you run a video ad on Spotify. And that's an important distinction when you think about some of the other platforms that are out there. And last but not least, it's free and easy to create an audio asset on Spotify. So you start out by writing a script and picking music. You record voiceover. Your voiceover is recorded, and then you simply review your ad to see if it's ready to go. If you have your own audio asset, you could upload that to the system as well. But all this is made available within Spotify's Ad Studio system. And to really bring this to life, I'd like to welcome to the screen my colleague, Kelsey Wu, who's going to walk us through the platform and is coming to us live today from Southern California. Hey, Kelsey, are you there?
I am. Thank you so much, Brad. And thank you so much to the entire audience out there today. We have a pretty good crowd. I'm super excited to have you here. So I am going to share my screen. Great. So now that Brad has told you a little bit about Ad Studio and why it is such a powerful marketing tool, for all of your campaign needs, let's actually dive into the platform itself and get a little creative. So you'll start by telling us what your ad is promoting. Are you an artist looking to drive new listeners to your album on Spotify? Are you a digital agency looking to drive awareness for your client's brand or business? And are you a retail store, maybe looking to drive new customers to your website during these unprecedented times? For the sake of our example, let's go with retail store. And just, select brand, product, organization, maybe non-music related, and just give your campaign a name. In this case, we'll call it Seasonal Sale Fall 2020, and then select Next. So you'll then assemble the specifics of your audio ad. First, you'll pick a desired ad format. Like Brad mentioned, we have audio and video available on Ad Studio. But for today's conversation, let's just go with audio. You'll then input the dates for your ad's flight and how much you want to spend. As a reminder, Ad Studio's spend minimum is just $250. So no matter what your business looks like, it's easy to get started. Finally, you'll set your ad's audience targeting details, such as location, demographics, or interests. With Spotify streaming intelligence, our interest segments allow you to reach users based on historical listening, as well as real-time moments to deliver ads that are more contextually well-run. You can see that we have a robust slate of segments to make sure that your message is heard by the right ears. So based on all of these details, you will get a sense of how your ad will likely deliver by looking at the audience sizer over here on the right-hand rail. If everything looks good, go ahead and select Next. All right, so now this is where the fun starts. If you already have an audio creative for this ad, you can go ahead and upload your own. Make sure to check out our creative guidelines and a little bit of inspiration, as well as some helpful tips that are always available in this module up above. Now, if you don't have creative on hand, or if you've maybe never made an audio ad, don't worry, we are here to help. Ad Studio's free voiceover tool allows customers to create audio ads from scratch in just minutes. And yes, you heard me, it's free of charge for anyone building their campaign in Ad Studio. So I was thinking we should actually create an audio ad for this seasonal sale campaign. And I'm gonna ask all of you for a little help to make some key creative decisions along the way. So be sure to check out the live polls that'll start to pop up during this next part, and please answer so we can get on our way. So First, what we'll do is we're gonna select background music that fits the vibe of our ad. You can actually pick from a catalog of licensed tracks that are recorded by independent artists available at no cost to you. You can also upload your own track if you maybe have your own music that you want to promote right here in our UI. For our ad, I'm thinking we should select something from the catalog. So get ready for the first poll question. For our fall seasonal sale, should we lean into an acoustic folk vibe or maybe something more like an electric chill vibe? So everybody, please take a second to answer and we'll be on our way. And the answer is electronic chill. Very cool, everybody. I can tell that this is already going to be great. So let's then move on to our script. I mentioned before that we are going to be promoting a retail company. Let's, for this case, call it the Imaginary Clothing Store. So you can see that the Imaginary Clothing Store had a little bit of help with their script already. However, if you experience a bit of writer's block on your own, we recently added new script samples into Ad Studio as you create your audio ad. Remember, these scripts are just for illustration purposes, so be sure that your final script is in your own words. We also have some script writing tips and tricks on our site to help you understand the components of a standard audio ad and how to make the most of your time with the listener. Let's take a read through this audio script. I'm no voiceover actor, but we'll do our best here. So what we have here in 70 words is, hey, we're inside an audio ad right now. That's right, you and me. You know, being inside an ad is like being inside a store. And speaking of, the Imaginary Clothing Store sale is happening right now. Enjoy imaginary discounts on fall favorites to feel cozy all season. Reimagine your wardrobe. Get 15% off when you order online with promo code COZY. That's C-O-Z-Y. Tap the banner to get your discount now. So you can see that we're promoting a limited time offer by driving traffic to a retail store's website. You can actually see that we have this sample script right here if you need any inspiration on your own. So once you've completed your script, what you're gonna do is select the language that you want your audio ad to be read in, and you're gonna select the voice actor profile that you prefer. You can actually listen to sample audio clips of each of these voice actor profiles to get a sense of what your voice actor might sound like when reading your ad. And we have those available in any of the languages available on the platform. So moving on to our next question. Let's say that we know the Imaginary Clothing Store skews to a younger demographic. Should we request a young adult female voiceover or a young adult male voiceover? Everyone take a second to answer and we'll see what we got. And the answer is young adult female, wins by a landslide. All right, this is awesome. Let's keep going. So what you're gonna do next is you're gonna actually give some direction to your voiceover actor to make sure that they get the tone and the pace and the emphasis of your audio ad just right. So for our last poll question, how should we ask our voice actor to read our script? Should we go for something enthusiastic and upbeat? Or should we go something maybe a little more calm and cool? Take a second to answer. And the answer is enthusiastic and upbeat. That was a close one, but I think that we're ready to make an audio ad. So thank you so much, everyone. So what you're gonna do next is you're gonna actually upload your companion banner image so your audience has a clear idea of what your brand looks like. You'll also include a call to action and a URL link so your listeners know what to do after they hear your ad. You'll also add in a few details about your business or your brand name that you're promoting, as well as maybe even a tagline. And then once you fill in those details, you can actually get a preview of what your ad will look like in the Spotify mobile or desktop app experience. And if everything looks good to you from there, we're gonna select next, and you'll review your order details. Simple as that. So just like that, you're done. and good job, everyone. Within 24 to 48 hours, you'll get a notification that your ad is going to be ready to be reviewed. In the US, customers have received their ad in as little as 3 hours. So when you receive that notification that your ad is ready, you will have a chance to listen to your audio and then approve, revise, or reject it. If everything looks and sounds good, then you can set your campaign live and Spotify listeners will actually start hearing your brand's message. But for the purpose of today's presentation, we thought it would be fun to, wave our magic audio wand and take a listen to the ad that we all created today.
Hey, we're inside an ad right now. That's right, you and me. Being inside an ad is like being inside a store. Speaking of, the Imaginary Clothing Store's annual sale is happening right now. Enjoy imaginary discounts on fall favorites to feel cozy all season. Reimagine your wardrobe. Get 15% off when you order online with promo code COZY. That's COZY. Tap the banner to get your discount now.
Awesome work. Good job, everyone. Please give yourself a pat on the back. So let's just say that you weren't entirely happy with your audio ad. It happens. Maybe the music didn't set the vibe that you were hoping for, or maybe the voiceover comes in a little too early. As you know, any one of these small nuances can make a huge difference in how your brand is heard. So today we're excited to give you a sneak peek at a new set of tools that will give you the creative control to remix your audio ads in Ad Studio, launching next week. So introducing Ad Studio's new set of audio revision tools. For anyone who creates an audio ad with Ad Studio's free voiceover tool, like we just did, you can now have the creative control to quickly and easily make changes to your ad's audio before launch. Use our drag and drop interface to play around with the timing and the volume levels of your music or voiceover. You can also select and preview a new background check for your audio ad. So again, these new audio revision tools will be launching next week, available globally to any Ad Studio customer who creates an audio ad with our free voiceover tool. So sign up for Ad Studio if you haven't already to get started. And of course, stay tuned for more exciting updates to come. And to wrap up, before I pass it over to Derek for our next conversation, I wanted to share a few creative best practices to keep in mind when you're making an audio ad. So first, when it comes to scripting your audio ad, it's important to speak to your audience the way you would want to be spoken to. Make a little small talk before getting down to business, and consider the listener's context, like where they are or what they might be listening to. Second, your audio script should be about 55 to 70 words max, and you will hit that number faster than you think. Since your time is finite, break down the components of your script. What's the core message you want to drive? How can you organically segue into that conversation with the listener? By creating an outline for yourself, you'll be able to get a sense of how to allocate your word count. And third, always include a clear call to action. Whether your goal is to drive online sales or to connect with new customers, your audio script should include a clear and simple call to action that aligns with your objective and your ad's click-through URL. Fourth, repetition is a helpful tool in the world of audio. I repeat, repetition is a helpful tool in the world of audio. Give the listener multiple opportunities to hear key phrases, promo codes, or your business's name at different points in the ad. And finally, have fun. Audio is a flexible and powerful storytelling medium. Don't be afraid to use your blank canvas to show off some personality or tug at the heartstrings. And there you have it. Audio ads are a powerful way to spread the word about your business or your music on Spotify. And with Ad Studio, you have the creative control to get your sound just right. So with that, I'll pass it over to Derek for our fireside chat.
Thanks, Kelsey. Hi all, I'm Derek Kuhl. I'm here from the Spotify Ad Studio team. I'm our global head of Ad Studio. And I'm here today with one of our clients that we're really excited to talk to. This is Deborah Birch. She's the digital strategy manager at Beekeeper Group. So I'd like to introduce Deborah.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be here and to talk with you about the work we're doing, and definitely tacking on and playing on a lot of the best practices that Kelsey just gave for how we've seen success with our ads.
Thanks. Well, we're really excited to have you here. Maybe you could kick it off by telling the audience a little bit about Beekeeper Group and the type of clients you work with.
Sure, yeah, so Beekeeper Group is a public affairs firm. We're 10 years old, based in the DC area. A lot of our clients are largely in that association nonprofit space. You know, it's typical DC life there within an agency. But we do have some corporate clients that we work with, and we heavily, for advertising right now, our clients are leaning more towards the health sector space. So it's been a pretty busy time the past couple months, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I'm sure it has been. And so with this client base, like, what are some of the reasons in planning that you'd recommend Spotify as part of your media mix?
So I'm a firm believer as a marketer that where you're placing your ads and the content of those ads and the action you're asking them to take should feel natural and organic to, your goal of this campaign. So with this huge rise in podcasts nationwide, but also among our clients, and they're wanting to increase their listenership, I will, always recommend that you should be promoting your podcast on the platform in which it's there, because it's a super easy transition. So that's largely the reason why, we will test otherwise on social, but the most success we've seen has been from ads directly placed on Spotify to those podcast pages.
That's great to hear. And I know your teams have run both video and audio ads. How do you think about storytelling across those formats?
Yeah, so our biggest client that we're marketing for on Spotify, we started off with this audio space, and it was those audio everywhere ads. And it was the first time we had really marketed on Spotify for this client. And we, what Kelsey was saying about A/B testing and different variations and repetition and all of that, we were seeing a lot of success there. From April until June, we actually saw a 593% increase in listeners on Spotify, the podcast, from those ads. But when we had the opportunity with those video placements becoming available to place, we wanted to lean into that. And we took some of our learnings actually from other platforms where we saw with video content that was most engaging, was getting the largest number of people to click on, take on the action on those ads. We wanted to format that down to Spotify. So we've worked with reformatting those videos and audio voiceovers for those, just, try and keep testing. And since we've done that, it's a large number, so sorry, I have to read it off. It's 1,388% increase in July, year over year, since we started doing those video ads. So for us, we started off with just audio, but then we realized, hey, listeners are really, engaging with this video content as well, because it's more personal in that way. So that's how we've started to, pivot and adjust our strategies there.
That's great to hear. And we love hearing that we can drive 1,000% increases in results for clients. So awesome.
I certainly had to do a little bit of a double take when I saw those numbers, but that's a good problem to have.
Exactly. Now, from switching gears a bit, from your agency's perspective, you've bought through a few different buying channels with Spotify. What do you see as the benefits of using Ad Studio to be buying and managing your campaigns?
Sure, yeah. So I was previously with Havas Media up in Boston, and I worked on the TrackPhone account. So some of you may or may not have heard some ads on Spotify from Simple Mobile and Straight Talk and Net10 and all of those brands that TrackPhone owns. And it was a larger budget, so we had the luxury of being able to do a managed buy, which was great, and we saw good results. But I think anyone who knows me knows that I like to be very hands-on when it comes to managing ad campaigns. And when you're working with a smaller budget client, you just don't have the luxury of having the budget to meet those minimums for a managed buy. We've found that the Ad Studio has significantly, it's been great. It's been super helpful. We have the ability to place these ads for clients that we might not have had before. And one thing I want to call out really is that even though we're not spending as those $5-figure campaigns for a managed buy type of ad, the client services and the team that we work with, even on a smaller, small fish or, smaller fish type of client, it's still the same top-notch quality. I mean, I know I can reach out to our rep at any time and he'll be super responsive and helpful and do whatever they can. So you're still getting the client services of the bigger buy, but with more control over what you're placing.
That's great to hear. And yeah, that was one of our goals launching Ad Studio initially, was to really democratize advertising on Spotify and allow brands and artists of any size to reach the Spotify audiences they're looking for. So let's turn to recent issues that are going on. So obviously COVID has had a massive impact on planning, on how you work through client campaigns. So how are you advising clients to adjust strategy in these times?
Yeah, it's digital media has certainly gotten shaken to its core a little bit in the past couple months. But one thing we've seen is a huge increase. Brad kind of touched on it at the start of this, saying how there's been a big increase in users that are using streaming services like Spotify. So where clients might not have wanted to put ads before, invest in those platforms, just because there's such a huge influx in users, in potential audience reach on a streaming service like Spotify, we're able to pivot our strategies and invest more money in there. And it's a great way, not only for Beekeeper to be able to offer more services in that regard, but also for clients to get more exposure to an audience they might not have been hitting before. So a lot of our strategies since COVID hit and things have changed, it's just being nimble. You just got to be able to pivot, where the money's going to where the audience really is, and where they might not have been before, they potentially are going to be now.
Yeah, pivot, nimble, flexibility are all themes we hear with a lot of our agency partners. So thanks for being on. This is a really, really great conversation from our perspective. We appreciate you spending the time here. Maybe as we close out, we'd love to hear for your own listening habits, like any cool artists you're listening to, any albums you're excited about recently.
I'm a big country music girl. I will admit there's a lot of good music coming out, but there's an artist that's kind of flown under the radar. He's a little bit newer. His name is Colby Cooper, with a K for Colby. He's phenomenal. And then I love Luke Combs and Chris Stapleton, and they're coming out with some new music soon. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on. And I'm going to wrap this and throw it back to Brad, who's going to be really leading a fun part of this session, talking about our music behavior with Resonate programs. Over to you, Brad.
Thank you, Derek. And thank you to everyone who actually participated in the program. In the beginning, I'm seeing quite a few numbers in there. So we're going to review the results. And again, we're going to provide some prizing, and we'll connect with you directly after the event to send those your way. So without further ado, let's get into some of the top artists of this particular group. Number one, Taylor Swift. That makes sense. Drake is number two. Dua Lipa is number three. The Weeknd, number four. And number five is Lady Gaga. And I got a sneak peek of the results. And I got to say, while Taylor Swift wasn't that surprising, what was surprising, if we go to the top songs, is that all of the top 5 tracks were Taylor Swift songs. So there's a lot of Taylor Swift listening happening out there in the audience, potentially some power users out there. Amazing. So let's go to the top genres. Pop at 22%, rap at 16%, and indie, this is actually a pretty high index. If you take indie rock and indie at about 16%, so that's a pretty significant portion of the overall listening of this particular group. And then rock rounding it out at 8%. But most importantly, let's get into the awards. Okay, first award, the power user. So this is the person with the highest number of playlists, the soundtrack for absolutely any moment you could conceive. This person is ready with the Spotify app to power the moment. It is Glenn Booth with 3,296 playlists. That is quite impressive, Glenn. Very impressive. Congratulations. Okay, potty mouth. Cover your ears for this one. This is the person with the highest number of explicit tracks in their top 50. And the award goes to Brittany Weaver, 94% explicit content. That is impressive as well, Brittany. Congratulations to you. Okay, next award. The Ray of Sunshine, the person with the highest average valence, happiness, in their top 50. This is the life of the party, the person that you always want to be hanging out with. The award goes to Emily Fontana. Congratulations with 75% happiness. Only if we could all be 75% happy all the time. Fantastic. Congratulations, Emily. Social butterfly, the person with the highest number of followers. So this is the trendsetter, the one that everybody wants to know what they're listening to because they introduce them to new things. The winner goes to Brandon Boone with 465 followers. That's an impressive following. Congratulations, Brandon. Thank you. And the next one, Tiny Dancer. So the person with the highest average danceability in their top 50 tracks. This person's got a lot of energy, always ready to go. And the award goes to Kate Katura. 79% of Kate's tracks are danceable with high valence, high energy. Congratulations, Kate. And I believe this is the final award. So this is the Hipster Award. So this is the person that goes deep into the catalog, oftentimes listening to music that you've never heard before. The person with the lowest average popularity in their top 50 tracks. Also somebody that can introduce you some fantastic new music. The award goes to Adam Kernowski with only 5% popularity, meaning 95% of his songs are relatively unpopular, meaning they're more obscure tracks. Adam, thank you for listening, and congratulations to all of the winners as part of this Resonate program. And I believe that is it. So on behalf of the entire Spotify crew, we just want to say thank you. We really appreciate all your interactivity throughout the course of the event. We appreciate Deborah for joining us today, and my colleagues for walking us through the presentation. And most importantly, thank you to you all, and keep listening. And we really appreciate you participating in the program. So stay safe, stay healthy, have a wonderful afternoon, and thanks again. Take care.